Pager operations. Each member is issued a VHF radio pager, which is basically a small radio that you wear on your hip. Members should carry that pager at all times. It's the primary method for us to notify you of dispatches for your station or other stations, urgent messages, and alerts. Again, the pager is just simply, it's a radio. It would be much like a portable radio, except you can't talk on it. It's a receiver only. The pager speaker can be silenced and then triggered to open up when a specific alert tones are received by the pager. That way you don't walk around having to listen to radio traffic all the time. The pager will only open up and let you hear radio traffic when it has been alerted. There's a number of different modes that can be selected so to determine how you want to be alerted, whether by a beep or by vibrate or have the pager speaker open. Each mode kind of operates a little differently, and so you need to know what those modes do. In some modes, that speaker is open and you're going to hear all traffic, while in others it's locked out and you're only going to hear traffic when the pager is alerted for your station and opens up. In the A and B positions, the pager is locked out and you won't hear traffic until the pager receives that tone to alert it and open the speaker. In the A position, the alert you get will be a beep, 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 and in the B position, you will get a vibrate alert, and you can pick whichever one of those you want, but the pager's locked out until it alerts. Then the pager, once it is alerted, that speaker will stay open for all traffic until you lock it out again, and you lock it out by hitting the squelch button on the side of the pager, which gives you an audible squelchy noise, and then it locks the pager out until it receives an alert again. So your pager will alert for calls for your station as well as all calls. All calls are used for weather alerts. We test all the pagers every day at 1800 hours. All calls for rescue squad or additional personnel also will open your pager. So your pager opens for your station as well as all calls. Two different models being used right now, the Minotaur Fives and Minotaur Sixes. Mostly we're issuing Sixes now, but I'll go through Fives real quickly. The Five is very simple, has 4 positions, A, B, C, and D. On the selector knob, you can change to whichever mode you want to be in. There's a volume knob, pretty self-explanatory there, a squelch button on the side, and then a playback button, a small button on top of the selector knob that lets you play back the message that was just given in case you need to hear it again. Minotaur 4's got 4 positions on the selector knob, and this is our standard 4. The A position is always county fire with a tone beeping alert, and B is also county fire with a vibrating alert. Again, in both cases, the pager is locked out and you're not hearing all the traffic until it receives that tone and opens up with the alert, whether it be beeping on A or vibrating on B. C is open. You can hear traffic all the time. Your pager will still alert with a tone, but you can hear all traffic at all times. And then D is city fire, has a tone alert, but that speaker is open all the time and is doing what's called priority scan. Now, priority scan means the pager will allow you to hear traffic on city fire, but it keeps scanning to check county fire to see if there's traffic there. If there is, it will switch to the county fire and let you hear that traffic. So this way you wouldn't miss any traffic on county fire while you're listening to city fire. The Minotaur 6 is the one that we're issuing mostly now. It has A, B, C, D plus E, F, G, and H. So the standard 4 plus 4 more has a playback button as well, and volume knob and position knob, squelch button, just like the Fives, only just has more positions. So it has 8 positions. There's the first 4. Again, A is beeping and locked out, but gives you a beeping alert on county fire. B is locked out and gives you a vibrating alert. And then C is county fire with a tone alert, but that speaker is open all the time, so you're hearing all traffic. And then city fire scan, priority scan, indeed, just like we talked about with the 5. But then we have E, F, G, and H, and those are for training purposes. We use these a lot, both with initial and ongoing training, and they're on a training channel. So you'd want to make sure that you are in A or B when you're not in a training mode, and then we'll switch you over to E, F, G, or H. And it's the same A, B, C, D, just in reverse order. A is H is the train equivalent of A, G is the train equivalent of B, F's the train equivalent of C, and E is the train equivalent of D. Minotaur 6 has a stop and play button. You can listen to recent dispatches and move through those fairly simply. And then here's how you delete the old messages. You simply hold down both arrow keys at the same time, and then the pager talks to you as it deletes the messages.
Messages.
Every time it chirps, it's deleting a message. When it's done deleting messages, then the chirping no longer happens. Then charging and battery life. And so how do you know if your battery's good? Well, you put it in the charger, and if it's solid green, you're fully charged. If it's red, it is actively charging. Flashing red means you don't have a good connection, and you need to jostle the pager, take it out, put it back in until you can get a red charging light to come on. Typically, these batteries will last every bit of 24 hours, if not longer. Less so if you have it open, but they last plenty long. So in summary, wear your VHF radio, your VHF pager at all times. It's locked out unless you want it opened up, so you don't have to be a nuisance to other people. But wear your pager. Even though we have apps and other things to alert us, the pager is the main thing. Know what each position of the selector knob does. Know how to retrieve a message if you didn't hear everything. You need to hear it again, an address again or something. And then know how to check that battery level. So the pager is a simple tool, an expensive tool, but a simple tool with some powerful features. And we just need to make sure everybody knows how the pager works.